Have you ever wondered if one small patch of green could spark a revolution? Imagine a single spot of life in a sea of concrete, a place where hope takes root and grows. Sometimes the biggest changes begin in the most unexpected corners. Let me tell you about the garden that changed everything. A story of magic, transformation, and the power of a single idea. This isn't just about plants and soil, it's about how a simple act can ripple through an entire community and beyond. It all started with a tiny, forgotten backyard on the edge of a bustling city. The kind of place most people walk past without a second glance, hidden behind a crooked fence and overshadowed by tall buildings. Just a scrap of dirt, some tired soil, and a dream that seemed almost too small to matter. But sometimes, dreams need only a little sunlight to grow. One day, a little girl named Maya decided to plant a single sunflower, hoping for a splash of color in her gray world. She knelt in the dirt, her hands gentle but determined, and pressed the seed into the earth with a wish in her heart. She had no idea that one seed would change her entire community, and maybe, the world. That tiny act of hope was the beginning of something much bigger than she could ever imagine. The neighbors noticed that single sunflower bobbing its head over the fence. Its bright yellow petals seemed to wave hello to everyone who passed by, catching the eye of even the busiest city dwellers. Every morning it stretched up to meet the sun, and soon Maya's friends wanted to plant their own flowers too. The garden became a gathering place, a spot where laughter and curiosity bloomed alongside the plants. Before long, the garden spilled past her backyard, with vegetables, herbs, and wild strawberries weaving through the fences. People started talking again, sharing gardening tips and stories from their own lives, reconnecting in ways they hadn't for years. Strangers shared stories over tomato vines, kids traded zucchini for laughter, and Maya's garden became a patchwork of hope. The air was filled with the scent of fresh basil and the sound of new friendships forming. When the harvest came, nobody kept the food for themselves. Instead, they gathered together, celebrating the abundance that had grown from a single seed. They set up a little stand right on the sidewalk, free for anyone who needed it. No questions asked, just kindness and generosity, open to all. Word spread faster than dandelion seeds on a windy day. Soon, people from blocks away came to see the miracle garden, drawn by the promise of fresh food and friendly faces. Families from all over the city visited the garden, picking fresh food and leaving behind their own seeds, sometimes literally. The garden became a living library of plants and stories, each seed a new chapter. The garden taught everyone that even the smallest seed could grow into something extraordinary. It was proof that change doesn't have to be loud or grand to be powerful. That's the magic of community gardens. They transform not just the land but the people who tend them, creating bonds that last far beyond the growing season. They feed more than just our stomachs, they feed our souls. In every blossom and every shared meal there's a reminder that we're all connected. Maya's garden showed the world that change doesn't have to start big. Sometimes it's the smallest acts of kindness that create the biggest ripples, inspiring others to join in and make a difference. It just needs to start. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. Because when we plant hope, we harvest kindness. Every act of care, no matter how small, can grow into something beautiful and lasting. And just like that single sunflower, one small act can blossom into a world of difference. You never know who you might inspire or how far your kindness will travel. So next time you pass an empty lot or see a patch of dirt in your own backyard, think of Maya's garden. Imagine what could grow if you took a chance and planted a seed. Maybe you could plant the next seed that changes everything. The world is waiting for your story to begin. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing tales. Join our growing community and help us spread seeds of hope everywhere. And remember, every garden starts with just one seed. What will you grow today?